Yo, I'm Bevan, and this is Bevan Wonders, where I document my running journey. I'm a new runner, and I'm going from 0 to half marathon. Currently in the middle of my half marathon training. I recently completed my first 10K, and now I'm going from 10K to half a marathon. Today, I've got an interval session, and before the interval, I'm going to warm up, do a 10-minute warm-up run at the zone 2 heart rate, and then I'm going to do intervals, 6 intervals of 3 minutes, running at 5:36 and 5:20 a kilometer pace, and then I'm going to do a cool down run. These intervals are my favorite training sessions of the week. I find that you have to kind of dig in and you kind of have to get through. But because it's only 3 minutes, something that you can kind of deal with. These kind of remind me of when I first did the Catch the 5K and having the interval with the run walk part of the session. So yeah, I'll catch you in a bit. When you first start running and you're doing the whole walk running thing, which is good, and it gives you a good foundation, a good base. You can run for a minute, but then if you've got to do that 8 times on the last time, it might become a bit tougher. And then that's where you have to talk to yourself and tell yourself to keep going. Kind of just tell yourself, you know, I've only got a minute left, just one more minute, and then I'm done. That self-talk helps, and it will keep you going for when the runs get longer. Really, there's no difference in going from 1 minute of running to 2 minutes of running. Once you've done a week of running for 1 minute intervals, the following week of doing 2 minute intervals, again, it'll just be a bit of talking to yourself. You can get through the first minute, you've done it. Now, just run for a second minute. That positive self-talk to yourself, to put one foot in front of the other, will help. I personally like to listen to audio books when I'm running. I can listen to music, but I prefer audio book. So I've got someone in my ear talking to me. When I did my Catch the 5K, I had the running coach in my ear, and I kind of got used to that. Something like an audio book is pretty good as well to help you when the run's getting difficult, because you're gonna use it to drown out that something in your mind telling you to stop. There will be days where you don't feel like running, and I'm not gonna judge you. You shouldn't judge yourself, really. Many days it's cold, it's wet, it's windy, it's raining outside, and you don't really feel like doing it. And those days, you got to figure out why it is that you're running and why you want to get out there. Because on those days when you go to run, when you don't feel like it, you will come back enjoying it. It's cliche, but nobody regrets the workout, and it's the same thing with running. You go out on the day when you don't feel like it, and you do the run, you're gonna feel 10 times better. Do things to make your running easier. So if you know you got to run the night before, make sure that you get enough rest. And if you're running in the morning, maybe it's difficult to refuel, but you know, when you wake up, take a drink of water or something like that, and have your running clothes ready for you. It's easy to procrastinate. There's days where I look at my trainers, and I might be looking at them for about 15-20 minutes, and I think, I've got to put these on, but at least they're there in front of me, so it makes it a little bit easier. I leave them somewhere where I have to look at them to make sure that I know on the days I've got to run, that they're ready for me to go out there and run. On the days where running gets difficult, it's a lot easier to run if you've got someone with you. That was a underrated bit of advice that I got when I first started this journey. I liked running on my own because I could stay with my thoughts, and it was just me versus the road. But the moment I went running with someone else, I ran the quickest I ever ran, and it made my run a lot easier. I didn't even notice that I was running quicker. I didn't have to think about it. So if you're able to find like a run club or something like that, if nobody that you know wants to run, then do that. But it's a good opportunity to kind of rope someone into running and convince your friend. If you're doing Catch the 5K, tell him that you'll repeat it with them. So then you have a running partner, and then you can push things on further. It wasn't for Twixie, I wouldn't have got through that 10K. So find your running partner. A lot of times when you run or exercise, your body wants to take the easy way out. It's known that it wants to take the path of least resistance. But you have to remember that you control your mind and you control your thoughts, and you can tell yourself to keep going. There's a reason that you started running, and there's a reason that you're on this journey. So at times it's going to get tough, and it's going to be difficult. The conditions aren't going to be perfect, but they definitely will be worth it. Whether it's going from not running to running for half an hour, or going from running from half an hour to running 5K, or going from 5K to 10K. There are going to be days where you don't feel like it and you don't want to do it. It's up to you to tell yourself, no, I'm gonna push through this bit. I'm gonna push through this part where it's hard. I'm gonna go outside when it's cold. It'll be up to you to tell yourself to keep going when all you've got in you is the will for you to say, just keep going. When I first started running and I was listening to the David Goggins book, a lot of the times that kind of inspired me to push through certain routes where it was more difficult. Instead of, I could have gone on the flat bit, but I decided to go uphill. Now, I'm not saying that anybody needs to be Goggins, but there are things that he says about mindset and continuing to go on when things get difficult, and that has assisted me when I'm running. I'm not advocating for nobody running on broken legs or nothing like that. I'm just saying that there are times where you can push yourself and you can go further than you think. It will be your mind or you telling you when to push on. By all means, listen to your body. Don't run when you're injured or anything else like that. But if you can give it a bit more, then do it. I think I said in the early videos, when I got to running my 10K, I didn't have that sense of euphoria as I did when I pushed myself through difficult moments in training. And that's because in going for doing these interval sessions and doing these longer runs and just pushing it a bit further than maybe you think is possible, you learn something about yourself. I found out once you run, one of the things that changes is that you develop a certain mindset, a mindset of I can achieve something, and then when you achieve it, it reinforces that mindset. So put your shoes on, let's go.